Jacob, a 20-something freelance graphic designer living in an old Victorian house inherited from his grandmother, has always been drawn to the peculiar and eerie aspects of life. Among the oddities left behind is Jeffrey, a vintage clown doll with painted-on smiles and glassy eyes that seem to follow Jacob wherever he goes. Initially dismissing it as mere childhood nostalgia, Jacob places Jeffrey on a shelf in his studio, an unsettling addition that feels more like a conversation starter than a haunting presence. One night, while working late into the early hours, Jacob is jolted awake by strange noises echoing from the studio. He shrugs it off as creaks of an aging house, but soon notices that Jeffrey has changed positions, now sitting upright instead of slumped over. Disturbed but skeptical of his own imagination, Jacob locks Jeffrey away in the basement and sets up a security camera aimed at the storage area to capture any further incidents. As days pass, Jacob reviews the footage each morning with increasing dread. The first few recordings show nothing unusual. However, on the fourth night, he witnesses something chilling. The doll's arm twitching slowly before freezing back into its original position. Confused yet fascinated by what he sees, Jacob starts researching other accounts of haunted dolls online. He learns about cursed objects and how they can latch onto their owner's fears or insecurities. Feeling both terrorized and intrigued by this revelation, Jacob becomes obsessed with documenting every odd occurrence surrounding Jeffrey. However, things escalate quickly when one evening he hears a body that rise from the basement. A light bulb exploding just after midnight causes him to jump out of bed in panic. Reviewing the footage reveals something even more disturbing. Faint whispers can be heard right before each incident occurs. Jacob's mental state begins to deteriorate as sleep deprivation takes its toll. Shadows flicker at the edges of his vision during daylight hours. Friends grow concerned for him after he cancels social outings due to work. But they don't realize how deep he's gone down this rabbit hole. In a climactic confrontation between fear and curiosity, Jacob descends into the basement, armed with nothing but his phone for light and determination not to let fear win over reason. As he stands before Jeffrey's locked box, filled with dust and darkness, he confronts whatever force seems to emanate from within it, demanding answers for why this doll has invaded his life so thoroughly. Suddenly confronted by an overwhelming sense of dread mixed with sorrowful echoes, the whispers now clearer, it becomes apparent that Jeffrey is not merely possessed. Rather, he's a vessel for all those who have felt forgotten or alone, including children who once played with him long ago. In a moment of clarity, fueled by empathy rather than fear, Jacob realizes that rather than destroy or abandon Jeffrey forever in isolation, which would only perpetuate negativity, he must find some way to honor these lost souls connected to the doll, allowing them peace while reclaiming control over his own life. The story ends ambiguously, as viewers see him replacing Jeffrey back on display, not as an eerie reminder, but now encased within a glass cabinet adorned with flowers, a tribute showcasing photographs of forgotten children alongside explanations written lovingly beneath each frame. A final shot shows faint movements through reflections on glass, as if acknowledging their newfound connection before fading into silence. This twist leaves readers contemplating themes around memory versus possession, while grounding horror elements within human emotion. A reminder that sometimes our deepest fears are rooted not just in what we see, but also in what we choose to remember or forget.